Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gray, your one and only corrupted angel, and today we're talking about one of my favorite warframes, the glass house that throws a crap load of stones, Gara herself, and I absolutely love this frame. It is really easily obtainable. You can get her from Cetus really quickly. However, unfortunately, she is a bit of a hard ask to build, and I will talk quickly about it and just go over my build, go over what I've done for the build. It is a little bit expensive, but we do have a couple of new player options. If you're a newer tenor and you want to try her out, there is a build that I will talk about. I won't necessarily show you one because you can just do it yourself. It's very easy, but I'll talk about it nonetheless. So let's get straight into her abilities first. So, ability-wise, we have a passive, 10%, sorry, not 10%. It is a chance to create a radial blind for 10 seconds. I don't exactly know the actual percentage chance it is, but it seems to go off pretty regularly, so it is quite useful. It does last 10 seconds whenever she casts her abilities. Really handy stuff. Gives her a little bit of survivability, not a whole lot, but enough, so it's worth it. Shattered Lash is her just destroy the world ability, and she has multiple of them, so do not take that lightly when I say this. Shattered Lash is the thing that ties in with her exalted weapon. She got a big change with techrot encore, and Shattered Lash is that big change. Basically, you can press the button, it will shoot out a puncture-based single target hit, or you can hold it down and do a slash-based attack that will hit a radius of enemies, essentially a cone in front of you. Really handy. It is absolutely ridiculous when you pair it with Shattered Storm. Shattered Storm is an augment that you can get from Arbiters of Hexus or New Loka, and it is a augment that says when Gara breaks her fourth ability with Shattered Lash, enemies struck by the fourth ability will have 100% of the damage of Splinter Storm applied to them. This is ridiculous, and I will get to why in just a second. But nevertheless, Shattered Lash is your main nuke. It is the reason why you play this frame, because you press down that button and you delete everything in front of you with one hit. You have Splintered Storm, which is your durability and also another nuke. And she has 3 of them, so get buckled in, because it does not stop here. Splintered Storm is absolutely ridiculous. So Splintered Storm says that you have a 28 second 90% damage reduction when it is applied to you, or any allies, and you can buff defense mission targets with this. So if you're playing stage defense, you can give this to Flair and Lizzie, you can give it to the little cryopod, you can give it to excavators, you can give it to so many different things to keep those excavators alive with a 90% damage reduction. It is super useful. Not to mention that though, it has a silly little thing not mentioned at all in this description, and that is that it gives you a damage per second tick of 500 damage, but also a percentage damage tick of essentially a bonus that is applied from your fourth ability. Meaning that when you have this on you, you have a certain amount of damage put in your bottom right hand corner right next to my wings, which you'll see when we go into our MOT run. This stacks every single time you use your fourth ability, and it increases exponentially based on how much your fourth ability does. So if you use your fourth ability, you will add stacks of damage to Splinter Storm, and every single time you touch an enemy while Splinter Storm is active around you, you will apply an instance of damage based on whatever is in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. And this can go infinitely as long as Splintered Storm is up. And the fourth ability that gives you all that damage also happens to refresh the cooldown, or rather not the cooldown, but the duration of Splintered Storm, meaning it has infinite uptime as long as you have the energy from Mass Vitrify. This is the new player build for Gara and the build that I recommend. Put enough strength on her to get the 90% damage reduction, and then proceed to put every last bit of bonus that you have into Streamline for energy efficiency, as well as duration. Put as much duration as you can on. Do not worry about range. Do not worry about anything else. All you need to do is put duration and strength. If you can do that, you are 90% damage reduction, and you have infinite scaling damage that, if you keep up to date with, can hit the millions super quickly. And this gets ridiculous in extended missions. Again, you do need to have the energy for it, but it is insane. Moving on, we have Roar. I have subsumed Roar on this frame for obvious reasons. When you have 3 nukes that also scale off of duration, you're gonna want Roar, because strength and duration is the name of the game, and boy howdy does Roar still give you a crap ton of bonus damage. 60% damage off rip, and then as Molt Augmented, which we will get to in a second, increases, we will see that bonus just skyrocket. It lasts for 38 seconds, meaning that it's quite energy efficient as well, so we love to see that too. Last but not least is Mass Vitrify. This is the ridiculous ability that does all of the things. You press down the button on Mass Vitrify, you become invulnerable while casting this, and you set out a massive wall of glass. As it expands, it hits targets, crystallizing them and stunning them in a glass casing, as well as providing their health to the health of the overall shield when it is finally fully expanded out. This also is able to be destroyed in an instant with your first ability, Shattered Lash. If you destroy it, it sends glass shards flying, including Shattered Lash damage, and with the augment, Splintered Storm damage, meaning that this nuke blows up the world in a ridiculous fashion. On top of that, it also does not have a line of sight proc, meaning that you can hit things through walls with this ability, making it the ultimate room clear, especially for defense missions. So I highly recommend running her on a defense mission with this build if you can. Moving on though, to the build itself. This is the build. We'll do the Warframe first. We have Corrosive Projection as our aura slot to help strip some of that armor away from enemies, meaning we're doing even more damage. And we love to see more damage. We then have Primed Continuity. As I mentioned, we have 2 abilities that really want duration in Roar and Splintered Storm. So this duration helps us keep that up, meaning that we are a little bit more comfortable with our build, because we don't have to worry about pressing our 4th ability all the time in order to keep the uptick of Splintered Storm. We have a little bit more play, so we can last 28 seconds before needing to reapply that buff. We've got extra range with Stretch and Augur Reach, meaning that our Splintered Storm is hitting further away, our Shattered Lash is hitting further away, and our Mass Vitrify is blowing up every single bit of the tile set that we are in. Super handy for all the things that you need, and I absolutely love this build. Streamline, again, efficiency is the name of the game. We're spamming abilities. We are a caster frame through and through, so Streamline plus Energize is really, really important. This will keep our energy topped up nicely throughout the entire duration of a mission, and again, is one of the most important things that we need to keep our Splintered Storm up, which is our infinite scaling damage. We then have Transient Fortitude, Umbral Intensify, and Molt Augmented, for our strength gain. This is going to allow us to get 200 strength off rip, and then an additional 60% strength roughly on the Molt Augmented. Really, really handy to get us enough strength to get 80% bonus damage on the Roar, as well as a crap load of bonus damage on all of our nuking abilities. Shattered Storm Augment, as mentioned before, applying a our infinite scaling damage to our fourth ability, meaning we can no longer have to worry about our range because our fourth ability just explodes the world with our Shattered Storm damage regardless of what happens. We love to see that. Then we have Adaptation to keep us alive. Adaptation plus our damage reduction from our second ability, and then to even have a failsafe as well, our fourth ability makes us invulnerable. Applying that with Augur Reach means that we gain some shields back, so we can shield gate over and over and over again if we really need to. Again, it's energy hungry, so we have to be careful with how we play, and it is a frame that is certainly going to punish us if we beans up our abilities really hard. So keep that in mind. Moving on to our Shattered Lash Prime, we have a really fun build. This is again something that came with techrot Encore, the arcane slot being the main thing. Melee Afflictions, it exists now for our ability. If you don't know, Shattered Lash knocks people down. Melee Afflictions gives you a crap load more status procs when you knock people down. Perfect combo. Galvanized Steel giving us crit chance, really handy. Giving us crit damage on kills as well, which is going to stack 4 times. If we have 4 kills with our Shattered Lash. Spoiler alert, you are going to kill 4 things with Shattered Lash instantly and immediately get this damage bonus, which is really nice. Organ Shatter to increase our critical damage even further, making it 5 times. Now, our crit chance isn't super high with this. If you wanted more crit chance, Sacrificial Steel would be the way to go, because you would see 56%, and that's only at level 2 away from max. So you could go up to potentially 60 to 70%. However, Galvanized Steel works better here, arguably, because when you do crit, you are going to hit so much harder. And that is way more important in my eyes. We then have Buzzkill, because again, as I mentioned, we have a lot of slash on this weapon. We have an absurd amount of slash on this weapon. So Buzzkill makes it 4,000 damage. And again, I don't have this build maxed out because my pressure point over there isn't maxed out yet. So the fact that I'm doing 4,000 damage baseline with Buzzkill is insane. Then we have Corrupt Charge, because again, we have, with the techrot Encore, gotten combo multipliers for Shattered Lash and other pseudo-exalted weapons like this, meaning that our initial combo getting bonused means we're doing insane damage on our initial swing, let alone any swings following up from that. We do lose out on combo duration, but we don't really care about that all that much. We then have Virulent Scourge and Volcanic Edge to get gas on the build, meaning that we are going to get a crapload of gas stacks on Melee Afflictions and a crapload of slash stacks on Melee Afflictions. I personally run gas, but you could easily run instead, if you wanted to, by all means, Blast, or if you wanted to as well, the other option as well is Viral. I personally have a Panzer Volpaphyla, so I don't need the Viral, but it's up to you. Any elemental combo works here. 60% elemental mods means that you're getting all of the status procs in the world, but you could easily do like primed Fever Strike and like Molten Impact or something crazy like that, and do like an insanely high amount of gas damage with no stats whatsoever, and that's also fine. But I personally just prefer having a little bit more status chance just in case I need it. We've got Primed Reach of Cause to add in a crapload more range to hit the world with our abilities, and then Prime Pressure Point for that instant damage increase. Let's get straight over to the Mott run, and we will quickly show you just what this ability can do. We're on solo. Perfect. Let's get straight to it. Again, this is one of my favorite frames, and with this build, I genuinely feel it's really comfortable to play. I've seen a lot of other Gara builds out there that are not really very comfortable to build and play, and that is something that I always consider to be maximum importance when I'm playing the game. If it's not a comfortable build, it's not very fun to play, and I find that to be really lame. Alright, let's get our glass going. We've got a million guys already over here. We're going to apply our fourth ability. As you can see, it expands quite far. And then we'll hit our first ability, and everything dies. And this is not even with Roar active. Let's get Roar active. We can also gun platform. a little bit if you want, you know, get your little Incarnon up perhaps if you need to, get some headshots. There you go, Incarnon's already up. Hit our 1. We're already going crazy with it. 1 kills the world. 4th ability to keep our 2nd ability up. And then 1, everything dies again. The 4th ability and the 2nd ability combo is a little bit glitchy, so do understand that it can be sometimes not triggering. So as you can see, we've got 11k stored up right there. All of the damage in the world. We're going to use our 4th ability again, try and stack up even more damage. We're one-shotting everything that we hit. It's just ridiculous. I want to get up even more damage though on this 2nd ability, just to show you how insane it can be. We'll get our raw going. We'll get even more, 34k now. We're getting more and more and more and more. We're hitting things through the walls as well. As you can see, we're up to 42k. Let's go collect all of the gubbins that we've just delivered ourselves. Make sure we've got all of the energy that we're getting. We're one-shotting things. That's the way. 4th ability again. Let's go kill this Xmas in 1 hit almost. There we go. Slash procs killed him instantly. We're doing 50,000 damage, and as you can see, if you're paying attention, we've got 50,000 damage stored up. We're gonna make it 60,000 in a hot second. There you go. 60,000 damage. Watch me just walk into things. Things are dying without me even pressing abilities, without me even doing anything. This is without raw on. We apply raw. All of a sudden, everything dies. We use our 4th ability again. Infinitely scaling damage. Again, 68,000. It just keeps going. We're walking into things. Everything's dying. And it just keeps going. We've got enough efficiency to not care. We can gun platform as much as we want as well. You know, we can still use it as if we're playing Rhino. We can use it like we're playing it with raw as a Rhino player. Refresh our ability. Do it again. The world dies. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. It is just ridiculous. It is such a fun frame to play. Everything explodes. I'm killing things by touching them. I'm killing things by using my 4th ability. In combo with raw. It nukes the planet. It's absolutely insane. Let me go over to this crowd of people right here. And press the 1st ability, they die. 1st ability, they die. It's so fun. I just took a half of that overshield. Everything dies. Again, super survivable here as well, might I add. With those adaptation combo. I've got 100k damage stored up already. And we're not even 3 minutes. We're just barely 3 minutes into the mission. 100k damage. We just hit everyone with that. We're one-shotting all of the Corpus enemies right now. We haven't really ever struggled with energy. Let's go again. We're hitting them for now 100k damage. Everything is dying. Everything is dying. I'm just gonna walk into things real quick, you know. Everything's getting one-shot by just walking into them. We reapply. We do it again. 124k. Let's just see how much damage we can save up while we're chilling out over here. Let's just see how much damage we can store up before the assassin comes, before the end of the mission. The end of the first 5 minutes of a mission. Again, this is 5 minutes of a mission. It's not even like a full part of the mission. You would normally go for way longer on a mission like this or anything similar. If you're playing stage defense, this is just an egregious build. And that is one of the best arcane farms in the game right now, in my opinion. Because you're doing so much with stage defense. You're gaining standing. You're gaining double arcanes on Steel Path stage defense. I highly recommend doing it if you haven't already. We're probably going to be able to break, well, 200k if we really put our minds to it before the 5-minute mark. Let's see this assassin. Let's see how quickly the assassin alives, or rather unalives himself against us. I think Violence might be the guy that strips our abilities, so this might be a problem. And that is just something we have to keep in mind. Yeah, so we can't use our abilities. But as you can see, he's still not living. And that's the main thing. Again, he can't really stop us. He's just chilling over there, fighting, I think, his own inner demons at this point. I'm not really 100% sure. He's dead without us even shooting a bullet, though. There you go. There you have it. This is Gara, and an absolutely amazing frame at that. I absolutely love Gara. Definitely one of my favorite Warframes in the game. I hope that you've enjoyed. As you can see, that was effortless in every sense of the word with this build. Super comfy, super fun, and probably one of the most slept on Warframes I've seen in Warframe. I don't know why anyone doesn't like her or necessarily play her. Maybe it's because she just comes really early on in the Warframe life cycle of a player and that just causes issues. I really don't know. But nevertheless, there you have it. Gara in under 25 minutes. I do apologize for it being a long run, but she is a bit of a complex frame in terms of explanation, so I had to really make sure that the build was explained as best as I could. If you enjoy the content, please like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of jazz. Let me know your thoughts on Gara below. Do you like her? Are you a fan of her? I would love to hear about it. And hopefully you enjoy the added B-roll music that is going to be playing over the video. I'm going to try and download some more, so we've got a bunch of variety of music, but we're going to be overlaying some music every now and then throughout the videos and improving the quality of the videos as we go forth in the future. So if you haven't already, please do follow for more. You know, make sure that you're checking out the YouTube channel. I am a War Thunder partner over there, so give some love over to the Twitch channel and the YouTube channel. I'll see you all soon. Stay safe. Have a good afternoon, morning, day, whatever it is, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.